Hello dear students, welcome back in engineering chemistry class. I am Asha Pawar working as assistant professor at SNJP's Late Sau KBJ College of Engineering Chandwad, Nasik. Student, today we learn very important and interesting topic from the unit number 1, that is water technology, that is demineralization process. It is one of the external water treatment, that is water softening method. So before going to study the process, what is the demineralization process or what is the principle of the process? When water containing cations and anion is passed through the resins, cation exchanger resin capture all cation and anion exchanger resin capture all anions to give a pure and all ion free water. That is very simple. If water containing impurities like suppose sodium chloride, magnesium sulfate, that is a heavy metal salts, then if we use the demineralization process, there are two resins are used, cation exchanger resin and anion exchanger resin. That is cation exchange with cation exchanger resin and anion exchange with anion exchanger resin. And after the demineralization process, we treat the water in the demineralization cell, then water is completely pure and ion free. So diagram, this is a diagram of the process. There are two separate vessel used for cation exchanger resin and anion exchanger resin, and at the center, cation exchanger bed and anion exchanger bed are prepared and fixed at the center. So there are two inlet at the top of each bed, one for the water and another for the washing of the bed, and there are one outlet for each bed, that is removal of cation and anion free water. So what is exactly the process? What happened if water entered at the top of the first bed or the vessel that containing cation exchanger bed? Water containing cationic impurity like sodium, calcium, magnesium, that all the cationic impurity can captured by the cation exchanger bed, and in exchange to that bed release some cation, that is H plus ions in water. So after passing the water through cation exchanger bed, the filtered water is acidic in nature, that containing much amount of H plus ion and as it is anionic impurity. So such a acidic water can enter at the top of the anion exchanger bed. Then what happen in the anion exchanger bed? That anion exchanger bed has a natural tendency to capture the anion present in the water like sulfate, chloride, nitrate, and in exchange to that, that anion exchanger bed release anion, that is OH minus ion in water. So the water, filtered water from the anion exchanger bed containing equal quantity of H plus ion and OH minus ion. So we study reactions. What is exactly the exchange reaction takes place in cation exchanger bed and anion exchanger bed? So already I explained, that is if water containing cationic impurity like sodium and calcium and such a water can entered in cation exchanger bed, then that cation exchanger bed capture all that cations, that is sodium, calcium, and in exchange to that bed release what? H plus ion. That is the general formula we use for the cation exchanger resin, that is H2R. If bed captures cations, then formula changes, that is Na2R and here Car plus releasing of cation, that is from the bed, that is twice H plus. Then anion exchanger resin. If water containing impurity like anionic impurity like chloride and sulfate, general formula we use for the anion exchanger, that is R dash OH twice. That anion exchanger bed capture anion, that is R dash Cl2, and in exchange to that anion exchanger bed release OH minus ion. So the reaction, see the reaction, second reaction, if water containing sulfate as anionic impurity, bed that is anion exchanger bed that is ROH twice converted into R dash SO4 plus twice OH minus. That is, the exchange process takes place in cation exchanger and anion exchanger bed or in vessels. So, after passing large quantity of such a cationic and anionic impurity water from the cation exchanger and anion exchanger bed, then water is completely impurity free. Whether any impurity is there, it can be checked by using the conductivity meter, and removal of dissolved gases like O2, CO2, we use a degasifier, and finally we obtain a very pure water that is completely anion and cation free. We say it is a demineralized water. So if larger amount of water can be softened by using the cation exchanger and anion exchanger bed become exhausted because there is a no exchangeable H plus ion and OH minus ion to cation exchanger bed and anion exchanger bed respectively. So there is a need of a regeneration of the bed by using some chemicals, and the process is nothing but the regeneration process. So the exhausted, that is inactive cation exchanger bed is regenerated by using dilute HCl solution. At the top there is a one inlet for this dilute HCl on the cation exchanger bed. So the exhausted bed, that is Na2R or CAR, if we pass HCl or add a dilute HCl, then exchange reaction takes place in between Na2R and HCl, again bed converted into active bed H2R plus this is a waste, that is NaCl. And second reaction, if bed is CAR, that is calcium cation, then it converted into H2R again and CaCl2 as a waste. So anion exchanger bed become exhausted, it can be regenerated by using dilute NaOH solution. It is used to regenerate the anion exchanger, exhausted anion exchanger bed. So exhausted anion exchanger bed means that containing anionic impurity like chloride and sulfate. Then if we pass or add the dilute NaOH, then the exhausted bed converted into active bed, that is R dash OH twice. Here the byproduct is missing, that is twice NaCl. Then second reaction, R dash SO4 is a exhausted anion exchanger bed. If we pass NaOH or add NaOH in that, then the exchange reaction takes place and formation of R dash OH twice plus byproduct as a Na2SO4. So the demineralization process is the most commonly used process in the industry because it is a very advantageous, and the advantages of the method, that is almost water obtained from the demineralization process is having zero hardness and no ionic impurities. Second, if the output water is passed through degasifier, then the gaseous impurities like O2, CO2 is also expelled to get a water having the distilled water standard, and equipment occupies small space. Another advantage, it is very easy to operate. So it is a very simple process and it is a very important for the theory examination, and it may be asked for the 5 marks or 4 marks. So thank you.